Hello everyone, welcome back again. So today in this video we'll discuss nutrition in complex multicellular animals. For an example, humans. The nutrition in complex multicellular animal is basically done by alimentary canal, which is a long tube starting from our mouth to our anus. Nutrition in human beings. Now, in the nutrition in human beings, there are basically lots of organs are involved, which are also called digestive organs. So the organs are mouth, esophagus or food pipe, then stomach, small intestine and large intestine. You can see here in the diagram mouth, this is the food pipe or esophagus, then beneath the esophagus stomach, then small intestine, then large intestine. So these are basically the digestive organs of human body. Now the first step is ingestion. Now the human beings have a special organ called mouth to ingest the food. You can see here this is the mouth. With the help of mouth the human beings ingest the food. The second step is digestion. And the digestion in human beings start in the mouth part from first. The mouth part or buccal cavity contains three things: teeth, tongue and salivary gland. The teeth basically cuts the food into small pieces. Here the teeth are present which cut the foods into small pieces. Then the salivary gland releases saliva. Here the salivary gland is present, and then our tongue helps to mixing the small pieces of food with the saliva. So in this part the small pieces of food mixes with the saliva by the help of tongue. Now the partially digested food only remains for short time in buccal cavity or mouth. They are further pushed to the esophagus. It is the esophagus or food pipe. Now the food from mouth to esophagus basically goes like a wave movement. See here the wave movement. This movement is called peristaltic movement. The contraction and expansion movement of the wall of food pipe is called peristaltic movement. In this way food comes into the esophagus. Now from esophagus this food is further moved towards the stomach. See the food is coming into the stomach. Now the stomach has three gastric juices, and these are hydrochloric acid, pepsin enzyme and mucus. As these juices are present in stomach, hence they are called gastric juices, because we can also call the stomach as gastric organ. So these are the three juices. Now the pepsin enzyme basically digests the protein present in our food, and the hydrochloric acid makes a acidic medium for the digestion. The hydrochloric acid also kills the bacteria present in our food, and the mucus gives a lining inside the stomach to protect the stomach from hydrochloric acid. As the hydrochloric acid makes a acidic medium, so the mucus protects the stomach from this acidic medium. You can see here this is the lining produced by mucus to protect it from hydrochloric acid. Now this partially digested food moves forward to small intestine. The name is small but the intestine is the largest organ of the digestive system. It is called small because the tubes are very narrow, but lengthwise it is largest. The small intestine is basically the site of complete digestion of food. It is the small intestine, and in this place the complete digestion occurs. Now, the small intestine also receives two secretions from two glands, that are liver and pancreas. These are the glands, liver and pancreas. See here in the diagram. Now, the liver secretes a yellow liquid which is called bile, and this liquid is stored in the gallbladder of the liver. See here in the diagram. Now, the function of liver is to make the acidic food into alkaline, just to make it safer from our body. And bile also breaks down the fats present in our body. The pancreas glands also release three juices, which are amylase, trypsin and lipase. These juices basically digest the protein and fats present in our stomach. So this is the pancreas gland. Now after digestion, the third step is absorption. After digestion, the small and soluble food molecules passes from our small intestine and mix into our blood. This process is called absorption. See here, this is the small intestine, and surrounding this small intestine there are lots of blood capillaries, and from these blood capillaries the soluble small food particles get absorbed and mixed into the blood. So surrounding these blood capillaries basically takes the food from the small intestine. Now the fourth step is assimilation. When the blood carries this food, then this food goes into all the parts of our body, and after that it is inserted into each and every cells. So from this small intestine, with the help of blood capillaries, the food passes into whole body part. See here, foods are passing into the whole body part. And after that, from this thing, energy is produced by respiration, and this energy is used for our growth and other things. Now the last step of nutrition, which is digestion. Now we cannot digest all the food particles. Some food particles remain undigested, and these undigested food particles go from the smaller intestine to the larger intestine. See here, undigested foods are going into the large intestine, and the walls of this large intestine soaks the liquid matter from this undigested food and pushes the solid undigested part into the rectum. See here, this is the rectum, and in this place the solid undigested things occurs. And furthermore, this solid undigested food is released from our body in the form of feces or stool with the help of the last organ, anus. And this process is called egestion or defecation. So in this way, the nutrition in human beings completes by the 5 steps. Now the another thing, dental caries. Dental caries are basically permanent damage in our teeth which further forms some holes into our teeth. So you can say that the formation of small cavities in teeth due to some acid forming bacteria is called dental cavity. See here, this is the diagram of tooth. So first we know the diagram of tooth. The first part is enamel. Then beneath enamel, this is the dentin part. And inside the dentin, there is a pulp cavity. So this is basically the diagram of our tooth. Now, when small acid forming bacteria attacks in these parts, then a hole occurs. अगर हम कुछ सादा ही मीठा खाना खाते हैं तो एसिड फॉर्मिंग बैक्टीरिया हमारे दांतों में कुछ होल बना देती है जिससे के बाद में दांतों में दर्द शुरू हो जाता है. And if the teeth are not cleaned regularly, then they become covered with sticky yellowish layer of food particles and bacteria also. And this situation is called dental plaque. See here, these are the holes made up by acid forming bacteria in our teeth. और इसी के साथ हमारा फर्स्ट लाइफ प्रोसेस न्यूट्रिशन यहाँ पे ख़त्म होता है. फ्रॉम नेक्स्ट वीडियो विल स्टार्ट आवर सेकेंड लाइफ प्रोसेस रेस्पिरेशन. टिल देन बी सेफ. आई विल कैच यू इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो.